Greetings everyone, and welcome back to another installment in the iWish series, a series in which we investigate products primarily sold on Wish to see if they're any good. Most of the time they are not, but this one is kind of not from Wish, instead it's from AliExpress, so the quality could be much better than what we've seen previously. And I know it sounds confusing to call this iWish when it's not from Wish, but it doesn't have to, plus these were on Wish, but now they have mysteriously disappeared, and I wonder why. Anywho, I originally was going to do an AliExpress series standalone from this called iHope, but after one episode I dropped it, so iWish it is. How many times did I say wish during that? Add another 6 to it. Wish, 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 wish. Cool. But before I continue on to look at our wonderful product today, this video does not have a sponsor, so you don't have to worry, but this video does have timestamps, which will be in the description as well as the pinned comments, so you can skip on through to wherever you need to be, as I cover a lot of things in this one review, so feel free to shoot on through to another segment if you need to. Now, I buy these items off Wish, AliExpress, and all that sort of stuff, so you don't have to. This is more for entertainment purposes only, to see how bad a poorly named device that's ripping off an already existing cheapo device is. But with AliExpress, there is a lot more, well, better things to purchase than on Wish. You can get tacky, cheapy items from Wish that are completely fine, but majority of the stuff on there is pretty much garbage, as we've all come to know and love from that wonderful, wonderful website. But seriously though, don't buy generic phones from Wish, AliExpress, or wherever. Stick with brand name ones, or at least something that has an in-depth review to it so you know what's going on. Okay, so a few months ago, I had a look at the PIPI phone right here, based off the POCO M3 PRO, although a very poor attempt to do so. It was the name PIPI which made it stand out, and not too much of a surprise that this device is absolutely terrible, and you can watch the entire review up here. If you want to have a laugh, go for it. But after that video, I followed it up with the anal tablet. Yes, that is correct, the anal tablet. Okay, it may not have been pronounced that way, but you know, look at the logo of this thing right here. Let your imagination dwell on that one just for a little bit. But now, today, the holy trinity has been completed. After many messages from viewers telling me about the phone we're going to be looking at today and linking me to it, I'd already known about it for some time, but thank you to all those people sparking the interest to actually buy this thing that I'm going to have a look at. We have now found the bigger brother of the PIPI phone. The PIPI was small, but folks, get yourselves ready, because the PCOC is a whole lot bigger. Because right here we have Android, smartphone, M3 Pro, cell phones, mobile phones, 12GB plus 512GB, cell phone, 3G, 4G, 5G, unlocked cell phones, mobile, cellular, Barato? Okay, sure, why not? Currently it's selling for $112.12 Australian. It was actually originally $160.17, but it's got 30% off, so amazing dealio there. But $112.12 Australian converted to other currencies, well, I'll display a chart on screen right now so you can see how much it will cost around the world. Give or take, this is not really accurate, but it's just a rough representation of what it should cost. Now for $112, having 12GB of RAM and 512GB in this thing seems absolutely impossible. I'm not expecting too much from a phone that costs just over $100 delivered. I've reviewed so many cheapo devices already, I kind of already know what to expect, but let's continue on, because the main attraction of this phone, apart from it looking like the PIPI phone, this one has been enlarged and appropriately called the PCOC phone, which I still cannot take this seriously, how they could have fooled anybody into thinking this was the actual POCO M3 Pro, which by the way is selling right here for $233 Australian. But if you have a keen eye and go back to our $100 one, the massive PCOC gives it away right there, so you shouldn't be confusing the two phones. You can get the PCOC in 3 different colors, green, black, and yellow. I chose the yellow PCOC because obviously we have to compare it to the PIPI, so it only makes sense. Now I always go through the listing and advertisements, a lot of the stuff we've seen before, but here we go anyways. But first, I've got the specifications which show that this is the M3 Pro, the model number repeated is the M3 Pro, the Model 2 is smartphone Xiaomi, Model 4 is smartphone Huawei, there's no certifications, which is absolutely not surprising whatsoever. The model is the M3 Pro once again, Model 3 is Apple, and Model 5 is iPhone. Now if you manage to pick out anything from the specifications list just there, you're a lot smarter than me, I'll tell you that. The first picture shows as beautiful as you, a moment of love. Is this listing calling me a peacock? That's offensive. But yeah, the screen size is 6.72 inches, 12GB RAM and 512GB of storage, with a 16 megapixel front camera and a 32 megapixel rear camera. And of course the PCOC shows the quad camera on the back, even though there's clearly 3 displayed there, but we'll have a look at that when we get to unboxing it. 6.72 inch drop screen, like a drop of water on the screen. Each bright screen is a new experience. With a 6.72 inch drop screen, the screen ratio is as high as 91%, allowing you to experience a wider field of vision. We have seen this before, just a few different additions here and there, except they've added little characters to this picture. 6.72 inches is very small and light accordingly. Okay. There is a metal integrated frame. The widescreen view and the high color reproduction make the screen look very high and the fine quality is better. Also, the back of this in the advertisement says Designed by PCOC. Not designed by PCOC, Designed by PCOC. And of course, those three colors are black, golden yellow. Of course it's golden yellow. And green. The cameras adopt the dual core sensor and introduce AI artificial intelligence, post quick double shot, add image Rubik's Cube technology, and then cooperate with AI scene camera, AI backlight photo, AI portrait composition, let the mobile phone become your professional imaging team, which that wallpaper I believe is stolen from Huawei, I think. But 32 million HD rear cameras? Keep that in mind because the next one is the 16 megapixel front camera. The phone also packed 16 megapixel self snapper for allowing you preserve your own smile or precious memory and outstanding clarity. And as you can see on the pretty cool Photoshop job they've done there, that's how crystal clear the screen's going to look. I wonder what the resolution of this is actually going to be. The 12 gig plus 512 gig flash memory with a picture of some stolen asset from some game that I'm not too sure what it is. But yeah, 12 gig big memory and 512 gig storage space, ensuring smooth loading of screens, common game process, resident in the background. We have read this all before, but if you're in the Premiere, feel free to start guessing as to what the specifications in this phone will be. Because of course there's a strong 10-core processor in this that's reshaping Android resource scheduling mechanism, greatly reducing the probability of stagnation, crash, and so on, so that you can snatch red packets faster. There it is, snatching red packets faster. Gotta love that famous phrase there. And in this picture, there's just some random charts showing that it has increased running speed and that the graphics processing improvements are lower than what was previously. Okay, never mind, just continue on. MTK6889, it reckons. Hands up if you think it's an MT6580. Zero photosensitive face recognition with zero light face recognition. Zero light face recognition can accurately recognize faces all the time, bringing a science fiction unlocking experience. That's a new one. Zero light face recognition with hidden infrared light. No need to glare in the dark environment. Still easy to read your face. Hey, that is a new one. And that is also a wonderful Photoshop job there. Well done, folks. Well done. Now, of course, we have the included technology of the screen fingerprint unlockable, which is under the screen. It contains advanced technology, innovative screen fingerprints, light, touch, and flash unlock. We'll see how fast that fingerprint reader will be. Powerful 6,800 milliamp hour capacity battery, it reckons it's got in here. I'll estimate a generous 2,000 milliamp hours. We'll see if I'm correct. Latest Android 10. Isn't Android 13 out? It's alright, they're trying. Explore a bunch of new features that are smarter, safer, and friendlier. Try out a bunch of popular Android features. Like what? Just showing the home screen? That's fair. GPS navigation. GPS. Okay. General practitioner. Okay. Positioning and navigation to protect you and create indoor navigation function and the National Super High 300 airports, high-speed rail station, shopping malls, and other public places. I believe that was in the PIPI phone advertising. We have the global 5G LTE bands that supports more than 15 LTE bands. 5G LTE signal will be available in most of world S countries with the massive 5G block right there. No band list or anything as usual. Just go along with it. 5G LTE because that completely exists. Big screen phone leading the industry design. The vision is more broad and clear. 19 by 9 narrower border, larger screen display, bring you a better visual feast. And as you can see between the two pictures there, 6.72 inch versus the 5-inch one. And I'll show you the comparison between the PIPI phone because you're going to want to see that obviously. And just like that, that's all the advertising and stuff that's in the listing of this device on AliExpress. So the question is, can the huge peacock beat the small PIPI? Let's take a look at what is inside of this box. This only took 10 days to arrive from China to Australia, which honestly is actually pretty good. I was expecting to wait at least a month for this to arrive, but 10 days, it's pretty good. Now, according to the sticker that's on the box, the description is a toy M3 PRO yellow. Honestly, calling it a toy at this point in time is more accurate than calling it a phone, but anywho, let's open this box and take a look at what's inside. Is it still the carbon fiber box, or have we got a white box in here? What have we got? Oh, it's a white box. It's a white box. Oh boy. Out you come. There you go. Oh, hello. So we have a piece of foam, which helps. Here is the box though. It's got a shimmery, shiny border going around there. I don't know if it's actually ripping off anything or not, but it's got the dual SIM functionality there. And it's got Wi-Fi. It's got a battery too. All good points there. On the bottom, we've got M3 Pro, memory 12 gig plus 512 gig, color yellow. The charger is for Australia. On the back, it says portion of memory occupied by existing content. Certain features, services, and applications are network dependent and may not be available in all areas. Okay, this seems to be copied off something. Caution, to avoid electric shock and damaging your device, do not charge it while it is wet or near liquids. Do not handle device, charger, or cords with wet hands. Good advice. I'll listen to that. Here we go. Oh god, it says it. It says it. Oh boy, it says peacock. And it says Designed by PCOC. Oh, good. good phone. We've got an included case. We do have a micro USB cable. We have some earphones as well. We've got a charger. Hello. We also have a 512 gig memory card in here. Well, I guess we're going to have to run H2TestW on that and see what that comes up with. It's actually a MicTick. Oh, what was the MicTick off? I don't remember. It was off, I think, one of the things I reviewed on iWish. I think it was the flash drive that had the MicTick in it. Not a micro, a MicTick. So that's probably, what, 16 gigabytes right there? But still, it's free. This package was only 112 bucks because you even get a SIM card adapter with a SIM card eject tool made by Nusi, which I've actually bought these before and still actually use these, to be honest. They're quite useful. And we do have the warranty card right here, as well as the user guide, which would tell us all of the great information we need to know, like how to switch the phone on, and that's it. It's like 4 pages worth. Great, good, wonderful. Let me crack the charger open real quick. That was easy. Remember, there's always quality components inside of these. Big Clive, if you're watching, does this look like quality? Fairly sure it is. Once again, the travel adapter that has a mix of Russian and just the text is really good. Just take all of that in, because it's an absolute mess, and that's why we don't use these. We won't test out them. I've got another micro USB cable. That can go back in there. This can all situate themselves back in here. They've even got foam up here as well. They've protected the PCOC extremely well. Here it is. Oh, we get a screen protector as well. Everything's inside of this box. Everything. There we go. It's bigger than the PP, I can tell you that. The display size on this is actually about a 6.1 inch display, not 6.72 inches. If we go from the corner to the bottom of the phone, it's about 6.6 inches. I mean, they weren't completely off the mark. At the top, we do have our front camera just there, as well as an earpiece. Doesn't seem to be any sensors that I can see hiding at the top there. Around the sides of the phone, we can see that it's very bright yellow. Got the volume rocker as well as the power button. We've got the charger port down the bottom, as well as 2 speaker grills and the microphone hole. Nothing on that side. Where is the SIM tray? The back comes off this. Headphone jack at the top as well. If we have a look on the back, yep, PCOC with the quad camera, and as you can see, there's 3 there. Guess which one's the real camera out of those 3? It's Captain Obvious right there. We've got the power button to power on the phone, press and hold the power button for 3 seconds. To restart the phone, press and hold the power button for 10 seconds. Alright, I've got that. Well, it's definitely yellow, that's for certain. This also said it had a metal integrated frame, unless they mean inside of it. That would make sense. Here's a bit of quality though. The camera bump is actually made of aluminium. That's probably where most of the monies went then. Yep, the back comes off. Inside we have... Oh dear God, that's new. We've got a hole for what should be a fingerprint scanner right there. This looks like a rebranded ZTE blade or ZTE blade. So at the top here is the microSD card slot, and then we've got the first SIM card slot, which is a micro SIM, and then the second one is a nano SIM. Some certifications, which is kind of a first, and the dual IMEIs just there. If you want to have a look at them and tell me where they're pinched from, feel free. We've got 3D surround printed on the speaker just there, so we've only got the one speaker. I was expecting the battery to actually be removable. I mean, it's removable if I take out the screws. Also inside the back cover looks a little something like that. It says BYYZ607 just printed in there. Loaded that up with a microSD card and a SIM card. Click all that back down into place. There they are side by side. I definitely like the more vibrant colour of the PCOC than the dull boring yellow of the PP, but at least that had 5G on it. This one doesn't have 5G. Yeah, that's pretty close to the POCO yellow, that's for sure. There's this one up against this one. And this time we actually have a real teardrop notch, as opposed to this one which just had a fake one painted on. And now the case is on to protect the PCOC. We can finally go ahead and power this thing on. I want to see if this thing is as bad as I think it is. Let's power this thing on and find out. Here we go. Is it charged? It's a welcome. It is a very boring welcome boot up. We haven't waited for it to boot up yet. Wait for it. Hello Boot Audio 3, nice to meet you too. Actually, it's been a while since I've heard that. Will we have a setup screen? Nope, no service. There we go. Oh, you've seen it, it popped up for about a millisecond there. It did show 5G at the top, but it says emergency calls only with Telstra, but we swipe up, the icons are stolen from Samsung. Except for music. Well, it's music notes integrated into a B, but okay, don't know where that's pinched from. Yeah, all the icons are completely pinched from Samsung. Swiping up, okay, we've got Google Go, Maps Go, YouTube Go as well. Surely this isn't running anything past Android 5 or 6, surely not. Just quickly taking a look at the resolution of the display, well, the quality of the display anyways. It's a bit washed out. It is a fairly big screen for what it is. Bit of a chin there as well. But for a $100 phone, it's fine at the moment, okay? It looks alright. If I swipe down like so, we get the shortcuts at the top. So I've got Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, do not disturb, data, flashlight. Oh, let's test the torch. Well, that's very, very bright. Bright as this phone's future. Hey, this thing could prove me wrong, alright? Smart saving mode and airplane mode. That's it for there. But yeah, if we scroll up, yeah, we've got assistant, calculator, calendar, camera, Chrome, face unlock there. Everything here. Let's jump straight into settings then. Network and internet. Let's connect to my Wi-Fi network, which is only my 2.4 gigahertz one. Standard Gboard there as well. In mobile network, let's see if I can change this. So the preferred network type is 5G or 4G. Let's search for a network and see if anything comes up. Error while searching for networks. I'll put the SIM card into the other slot. Let me try that. Okay, so now we finally have 5G on Telstra. Let's go debunk that one. Could this be one of the first with 4G? And I've already had a welcome device with 4G before, but this may have 4G. Jesus, does it have to keep screaming at me? Yeah, okay, alright. Aww, it's only 3G. That's sad. I just quickly went into SIM status and it says 3G right there as well when it says 5G at the top. Now we know it's 3G, we'll move swiftly on because we have connected devices, which has nothing of interest there. Apps and notifications show all of the system apps on here, but it will also tell us what this is actually running. The Android Easter egg is Oreo, supposedly? Okay, well, I'll just scroll through here and see if there's anything dodgy. If you see anything dodgy, feel free to let me know, but I will open up an activity launcher later on, or the secret codes app to see if we can activate anything. It has Chrome by default as well, which is actually cool. Switch phone info. That'll be fun to test. And if this is running Android 8, then I won't be able to extract the system files. I will let you know once I get to that point, because surely it can't be running Android 8. There's no way it's running Android 8. The most we've got on a clone device is Android 9, and that was on the Note 10 clone from a couple of years ago. I'll card it up here if you want to see that. That's a terrible review. Terrible, terrible, terrible one. I haven't seen anything else dodgy just... I mean, there's probably a whole bunch of stuff here, but system info is right there. We'll definitely try that. Apparently it's Android 8 that's on here, and we've got YouTube Go as well. Don't have to download anything onto this. That's amazing. Battery is 33% now, and I've only had this phone on for about 20 minutes or so, and it's dropped from 49% down to 33%. The last full charge was 58 days ago, and we've got about 3 days remaining in this. We'll see how that goes. I'll do a quick battery test with this just to see how it goes anyways. In display, we have the magazine unlock, which if I lock it, and then... oh, yep, it changes. They weren't lying. Default wallpapers are pinched off the POCO, I believe. We have that one, 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 that one. Oh, okay, there we go. There's quite a lot on here, but I'll stick with that. Nothing much more in advanced, so moving on. Scheduled power on off, never go into that. Audio profiles, here we go. We don't have any sound enhancements. Hang on a second. Fluty phone was the ringtone. Okay, that makes sense. Nothing there. In storage, we've got 4.07 gig used of 512 gigabytes. Anyone want to take a guess and tell me what the real storage is going to be? Feel free. 16 gigs being too generous. I may say 8 gig there. Security and location. We can do the fingerprint now. Set up screen lock. So we'll do fingerprint and pin. We'll just set 1111 because that's a good pin. 1111. Now, how good's the fingerprint scanner on this? Where is it? Okay, there it is there. So we just... that wasn't sped up. Alright, cool. Now we just go ahead and lock it. Accordingly, I just poke down here. Oh, of course, yeah, that would work. Knuckle unlock. Beautiful. So of course it's the usual fake one. They're not going to put an AMOLED display in one of these phones to allow for an actual under-screen fingerprint scanner to be included. And we don't have an actual sensor on the back, so it's just a fake one that they've done in the applications. But next up we've got Face Unlock though, which is that dodgy looking app that we've seen before. So I'll just go ahead and enroll my face. Now with these, what I usually say is pull the stupidest face you can. So then the server that the photo gets sent to will always have a record of a stupid face that you've pulled in this. So let me go ahead and do that. Oh, it worked. There we go. Won't tell you what face I was pulling there. Didn't they promise an infrared light or something like that? Yeah, okay. Users and accounts. I'll add that after the camera test. Accessibility. Can I change anything within here? Any of the navigation or anything like that? No, doesn't look like it. Google stuff. And finally, system. Oh, gestures is here. Oh, jump to camera. Okay, never mind. About phone. Wireless update. Go on, let's try the updates. Let's actually look at here. HD 720 PP. so it's still the PP phone at the end of the day. Fair enough. E609 M3 Pro 2021, we're all up to date here. Also, the battery's just dropped down to 19%, so that's good. That's fantastic. Within status, we do have the IMEIs listed right there, so feel free to look them up if you want to. And holy shit, we actually have a unique serial number of 488-508-06889-449. That is an absolute first. It's not 012345678 ABCDF. This phone is full of surprises. Android 10, August 1st, 2021 for the security patch, MT6889 for the processor, deca-core 12GB RAM, 512 gigs of storage. The baseband version says MT6889. Okay, build number, may as well enable developer options, why not? Then the Easter egg, what's the Easter egg? Oh, the Easter egg is Android 10. Oh, hello. Well, that works. Oh, yep, okay. There he is there. Whee! It's fairly laggy. There's your gaming test. Apparently we have Android 8 on this. If that's true, have we ever had Android 8 on a clone device? I don't think we have. We do have Google Assistant, which I'd have to sign in to get that working. I'll add a Gmail later on. Calculator's gonna look like a calculator. Oh, yep, that's looking sort of past Android 7 a little bit. Google Calendar, right here. Wow, Google Calendar's actually on here. Let's just go straight to camera then. Oh boy, that noise definitely hurts my ears. Supposedly we have autofocus. I don't think we do though. We do not have autofocus, it's just a fake one. HDR is there, some sort of touch-up thing. Front camera looks like garbage. Good, but we've got smooth, brighten, and large and slim. That's going to make me look pretty. Where's the settings then? Oh, there we go. Picture size, 32 megapixels. Picture quality is super fine. Oh, touching photographs here. Battery level is low, flash should not be used. What's the battery at now? Wasn't it just at 19%? Video size, back camera, 720p. Oh, 720p for the back camera. So then we know that it's going to be 720p. Well, it says 720p. Who knows if it's actually going to be 720p or not. So yeah, that's for the front and back camera. 720p. Well, since this phone is about to die on me, let me go ahead and charge this up, take some photos and videos with this, and we'll go over the quality presented to us from the PCOC M3 PRO, which is so far being a very surprising device. I was not expecting it to be running anything past Android Lollipop, but I could still be mistaken. Let's move on to the test and we'll be back. Alright, here we are testing the video quality of the rear camera on the PCOC M3 PRO. And well, there's no autofocus or anything like that, that's a fake one. But from what I can see, and hear a dog barking in the background, don't worry about that, doesn't look terrible. It could be worse, but it looks okay for a $100 device, I guess. I'm not too sure if this is 720p or not. It's not stabilized or anything like that. There's nothing too special going on here. The famous words are, it just works. That's pretty much all I can say. It just works. It looks like it's very washed out, but it could be just the display though, which isn't obviously the best quality. There's the random bolts in the wall there, and going down to Stuart is nice and close. Shut up, birds. There we go, there's the lemon there, and Stuart's looking like that. The lemon tree also, I think, has no lemons on it. No, nothing at the moment. And the digital zoom to the faraway aircon looks a little something like that. We only have 2 times, that's it. That's very worthless. And anyways, that's the rear camera. Let's jump onto the front camera quality and see how good that is. Oh, there is a lemon there. Hello, how you doing? There's Ripley. Hello. Hi. You are something, aren't you, cat? Yes, you are. Boop, 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 boop. No, you can't get me. Don't try and attack me either. Silly. I don't think night mode is very effective with this. I mean, if I go super close, you can just see the frog. And then if I back away, you can't see anything. But mind you, it's 3 AM. And, oh, it's a 3 AM challenge. Oh god, here we go. But yeah, otherwise, this is what the night mode looks like. The flash is just, yeah, it's not the best. It'll do though. And now the front camera of the PCOC M3 PRO looks a little something like this. And Ripley's jumping up there. Hello. Does it have jelly movement? Kind of, a little bit. Not too much though. We don't have any autofocus or anything like that. There's the sun just poking through there. Look, for $100, it's fine. It will do. Still not the best though. Okay, so you've just seen the photos and videos that I took with this thing, and we have a 2 megapixel front camera and a 5 megapixel rear camera. Both are pretty much of garbage quality. Some pictures that you've seen in the camera test were actually HDR, and this is one of them. As you go closer in, you can just see the details just aren't there at all. Apart from it being blurry and washed out and everything like that, there's nothing too special about it. And as for video quality, it's acceptable. 720p video on both cameras, which is fairly good, I suppose. But let me tell you, taking these photos was an absolute nightmare though, because when I was outside taking the photos with HDR on and stuff, I'd have to sit there for at least maybe 2 to 3 seconds before it would actually take the photo. So I'll just... There we go. It takes a while, and that's why most of the images are blurry, because there's no form of stabilization whatsoever, of course. And yeah, with HDR on, it tries to process a little bit brighter, and that's the end result. Also, I completely forgot, you already seen it in the camera test, but yes, there's a fake bokeh effect that's on the front camera, and it kind of works, sort of. At least it's there, that's a good thing. But let me talk about everything else with this phone. So when I finished filming the other day, I had to charge this up, and I had it to the side of me with just a normal Samsung 5V 2A fast charger. And after about half an hour, I checked it and it was still on 7%. So I figured, well, I'll just grab another one of my chargers, which was an Oppo one, and I think that's a 30-watt one. And I plugged it in again, left it for about an hour, and it had gone up 3%. I had to leave this overnight and part of the next day to get it back to 100%. And then when I started to do the camera test and put my accounts on this, it just dropped straight away again. So I had to put it back on charge, leave it again, and now we're back here. So whatever battery is in this, it's absolute dog shit. So I can't wait to see the actual capacity of the battery inside of this when I tear it down. But maybe I was meant to use the charger that's included in the box and blow up everything. But anywho, I've tested the microSD card that came with this. Sorry, the MicroSD SD card, and well, I'll splice in the results right here. So I've now got the 512GB microSD card that they've included with this phone in my test laptop, and there is no data on it as far as I can tell, and it says it's 499GB. I just quickly opened Chip Genius to see if it would show anything, but it hasn't. I'll open up H2 Test W. So I've selected the microSD card as the target, and I'll just write and verify this and see when it starts coming up with errors. It's already looking very promising. All right, well, let me leave this and we'll see what the results are. Okay, well, I've been running H2 Test W for quite a long time now, and it turns out it's a 32GB microSD card. Well, a 32GB MicroSD SD card, but I still wouldn't quite trust this anyways because it's a generic thing. I can't complain too much with the price of this package anyways, which is definitely surprising for a Wacom device, but anyways, that's the result of that one. 32GB this was. Of course it wouldn't be a real 512GB MicroSD XC SD card, but hey, 32GB is better than nothing. Still, I wouldn't trust the thing though. Also, since putting all my applications on here to test, the phone has become extremely laggy. I've also turned the window animations down to 0.5 in developer options, but if I go ahead and open Chrome, and we just wait for it, oh, Antutu is the first link that comes up in Chrome for some particular reason. What if we type in, oh, Baidu and AliExpress are the other links on here. Let's type in the POCO M3 PRO just to see the comparisons. We'll go on a GSM Arena, there we go. We'll just wait for it. Just wait for it. There we go. That's what it should look like. Oh, it has MediaTek in it. Ugh. Yeah, the phone is just pretty much coming to a grinding halt when it comes to usability at this point in time. It's very, very laggy, and I've also had a number of messages pop up on the phone saying that the storage is too low. So I already have a feeling I know what the storage capacity is going to be. It's probably going to be 8 gigabytes at this point in time, because yeah, I installed one game, San Andreas, and that was it. Whole memory was taken up. I will show you something real quickly, is that I've got the Play Store open, and surprisingly, Ark Survival Evolved has popped up. However, I cannot install it because there's not enough storage space on this. But for this to pop up would mean that either this has more than 2 gigabytes of RAM, or it's the fact that it's running a more modern Android version, which when I plugged this into a PC to get the photos and videos off it, it did show the little Oreo icon next to the USB file transfers turned on, so I have a feeling this is actually running Oreo, but there's no way to completely prove that until we take a deeper dive into this. So apart from the applications that I've already installed, we'll just go through here as per normal, just quickly check a couple of things. Activity Launcher I don't have to go to yet. Assistant, don't worry about. Calculator, calendar, camera, Chrome I've quickly shown. Clock is going to look like the clock. Nothing changes there, does it? Contacts is going to have your contacts. Device info hardware is going to have all the answers that we need. Face unlock is the other face unlock, or is this the same? Oh, yep, this is the same one. No problems. We've already seen that. Facebook is Facebook. File Explorer looks a little something like this, but then when you click on internal storage, it changes to the default Android one. 512 gigabytes. Can't wait to open the Activity Launcher or secret codes and definitely change that, like I did in the Xiaomi video, which I'll card it up here if you want to take a look. But that was the first time that we played around with the secret codes and stuff and was able to change the specs to say that it had like 16 petabytes of RAM or something like that. We'll try and do the same thing on this. FM radio's up next. Oh, let's give this a go. Oh, there we go. So I've plugged in headphones, but I can't trigger loudspeaker. But it is working. Let me try the earphones that came in the box. That has a better fit. That might work now. Nope. Okay, well that's broken. Gallery, Geekbench, Gmail, Google Go, which if we open that up, we'll just have Google Go. So I would say this is Oreo Go Edition. At the moment anyways. It seems like that's what is on here. At this point, it's still better than the PIPI phone though. San Andreas, Line, which I think you need to put your number in there or something like that. I actually don't know what Line is. Probably some sort of messaging thing according to the speech bubble there. Yeah, free messaging, voice and video calls. Well, I don't have an account for that, so I'll leave that. Maps, I'll just leave. Messages, music. We can test music though. We have sound effects. Oh, it's just the equalizer. Well, without any sound effects like best order and best loudness, let's test BFG division and see what the speaker quality sounds like. It's not the worst one I've heard, it's not the most loudest speaker I've heard, it's probably about what we expect from Wacom devices. There's no dual speaker configuration, it's just the cheapest one they've thrown in here, and it works, it'll do the job. I mean, surely no one is actually going to main this phone and use it as their daily driver. I really hope not. Phone we'll get back to. Play Store, I've already showed you that. Secret codes, come back to. Settings we've been through. Sound recorder is going to look like the sound recorder that's going to want to allow things. Yep, looks usual. Hello. Oh, it has a little meter there. Cool. CPU system info, and finally YouTube Go. Here we go. Costa Rica in 4K on YouTube Go. There's an 8K video. We should try that. Or Mr. Bean. Either one. I guess we'll go high quality. It looks good so far. Well, there you go. Problem is, I can't set the quality. I've got an idea. I'll see if I can install the actual YouTube app. It's 38 meg. Come on, you can do it. Look, I'm just installing an application, and the system's very, very snappy. You can install YouTube. I believe in you. Oh, there you go. Let's try that again. The quality we can choose. 1080p 60 FPS. Oh, I want to watch it struggle? Alright, cool. Watch it struggle in 3, 2, 1. Yep, there we go. Perfect. Pinch to zoom and fill screen. We'll just kind of leave that. There we go. Back to the display though. Yep. It's a cheap 6-inch display they've chucked on here. What can you expect? 1080p 60 FPS. It's also warming up the phone. It's getting really hot around there and around here, especially the camera bump. So we are obviously pushing this phone to its absolute limits, which gives me a good indication that this thing is running something really impressive underneath the hood. So let's open Geekbench 5 and test to see the numbers that come up with this. Alps M3 Pro, Android 10, MT6889. That's all false except for the M3 Pro part, which even that's false. Let's run the benchmark then and watch the battery life crumble, because this is gonna drain this thing very fast. Just to help, I'll give it life support. Here you go. Well, while it tests Geekbench, I may as well play some Clone Hero. Oh my god, it's done! I'm playing Clone Hero. I can't pause. I can, but, you know, I'll get back to it. That took almost 20 minutes to complete, but we have 69 as the single core score and 135 for the multi-core score. I'll display some previous scores from other phones like the Cubot Pocket and stuff like that to give you a rough idea of how this thing is in the performance department. It's not that good. We also have information here that says we are running Android 8.1 with a Spreadtrum processor and 1GB of RAM. It's all here in Geekbench, so we have a Spreadtrum, not a MediaTek. Holy fucking hell. That's the first Wacom device I think I have ever come across with a Spreadtrum processor in it that's running Android. The Xcode thing that I reviewed a while ago, Xcode sent me that phone to review, that had a Spreadtrum in it, I'm pretty sure of it. I'll card it up here just to double check. But yeah, 1GB of RAM, Spreadtrum, quad-core, Android 8.1.0, I'm pretty sure it's the same specifications as that Xcode. With that being said, we basically know what the next thing's going to be, and that's the gaming test. Well, I said I was going to try and run San Andreas, however, once I launched it, it just immediately crashed. And I have a feeling that's because the internal storage was taken up by the stuff I'd already put on here, because I installed San Andreas first before I'd done anything. Then I've tried to reinstall it, and it just refuses to work. So that's not going to work. I was going to show GTA 3, but let's check the specifications just to double check it all and have a better insight to the PCOC device. So I'll open up device info hardware, and the screen says 3040 by 1440. That's a lie. Yeah, the system on chip is the MT6889 by Unisoc. That makes complete sense, doesn't it? It says 1520 by 720 for the display on this. Let me just do the multi-touch test real quick. 5-point multi-touch display? Are you serious? Really? Okay, that's pretty cool. You know, this is telling us all the fake specs. I'll use the other application then, and this should tell us absolutely everything. So, Spreadtrum 7731E. It is a quad-core processor. It has 8GB of internal memory with 954 megabytes free. That's probably why nothing was working and the device is extremely slow. The RAM is 1GB, which is about usual for Wacom devices. The screen size says 5 inches, but the resolution is actually 720p. It looks terrible, but it's 720p at least. The battery capacity is also a staggering 2,170,000 milliamp hours, so as you can see, that's clearly working fantastic. Temperature-wise, 30 degrees. We've got an accelerometer and a proximity sensor, and the cameras, we've got the front one is 5 megapixels and the back one is 2 megapixels. So that is all confirmed right there. Now, let's open secret codes. I know this doesn't work on newer versions of Android, but I can just at least see what I can actually open. So we have calendar storage, engineer mode, face unlock, Gmail, null, phone services, settings, validation tools. 837989. Alright, let's try that. Okay, this is just a testing menu. Okay, that's fair. So the best way to check is with Activity Launcher, because it'll show all the applications. We can just directly launch it from here. So let's see if we can change the actual specifications of this unit. Okay, where would it be? I couldn't find it in an Activity Launcher, so I'll try Quick Shortcut Maker, because that's probably the easiest way. Plus, I use Quick Short Maker for most of the FRP bypasses I do on phones anyway, so this should be okay. There it is, right there. Manually change the model. Input your model. Obviously, we're going to have to call it the PCOC. There we go. First one done. Phone info. Here we go. So you can do everything here. So the model, PCOC M3 Pro. RAM, you can edit this to show real to 16GB. We'll show real. The RAM has been changed. Well, that was easy. ROM, we'll choose real. You can do 1TB if you want to. CPU, we can change it to the Spreadtrum one. You can actually change it to that, or an MT6580. We'll choose the Spreadtrum one. Cores, deca-core, octa-core, and quad-core. Quad-core. Camera, make sure you change the camera to 2 megapixels and 5 megapixels. There we go, that should be fine. Choose real option in the edit box. Well, there's no real option there, but okay, sure. Signal, 5G, we'll just choose real. The signal has been changed, goes down to 3G. Version, Android 8.1, and the IMEIs you can choose double or single IMEI. Well, that's pretty dodgy. Is there anything else we can do? Well, there's IMEI just here, but that's exactly what we just opened. All right, there's switch power on off. I'll try find that. Yeah, you would have been able to tell during me scrolling through the applications that it says SPRD, which is spread trim. There we go, switch power on and off. Oh, we can change it. Oh, but that's as far as we can go. We have been able to change the boot logo before, but seeing that it's just cropped up there as welcome and just you can't do nothing, it's great, works well. Okay, well that didn't work. Well, after checking through that, I'm pretty satisfied I know what's going on with this device. But I will say, not having this being a MediaTek MT6580 device is quite surprising. The PIPI phone didn't have one, and I honestly thought this would have one, but it doesn't have an MT6580. It has a spread trim inside of it. For $112, this gave me a good laugh. Due to that, it's now the sequel to the PIPI phone. It does run better than the PIPI phone, but should you buy the PCOC phone? If you want it for the laughs, feel free, but otherwise it's just a generic 3G device like that Xcode one that I've already reviewed. Nothing too spectacular. There are other devices out on the market for around the $100 mark, secondhand even, that will beat this any day of the week and will probably have 4G, but once again, I assume that no one's actually going to buy this seriously, unless you're thinking that it actually does say POCO and not Peacock with designated by Peacock. We should take it apart. I think that's the best course of action now. So let's power this off. Go away. Let's dissect it. Oh, that's too big. That's what she said. I still have no idea why the charging speed took as long as it did. All I know is that it took overnight plus half a day to get back to 100%, and then it just died pretty much immediately again. So what is it going to be? I reckon 2000 milliamp hours, or it's going to be something that's got a dodgy sticker on it. If you know what I'm talking about with the ZTE blade or ZTE blade, it had this metal shielding over the battery compartment and the SIM card slots were actually up there. I mean, it's probably just a usual design, but I just thought it was worth mentioning. I could see the battery in it, but it ain't budging because I have a feeling that this has to come off. Oh shit. Gotta pop this off first to get access to the other screws. There we go. I think I just broke the display. No, I didn't. Okay. Here's enough double-sided tape there. There's your machined aluminium peacock piece there with your dud cameras. Your quad cameras, sorry. Quad cameras. I guess I'll just remove this tape as well, because I'm sure we don't need that. Alright. Oh my god! I thought the battery would have been soldered in place. Nope, you can just... There's the battery just there. It is a nothing. I don't know what it is though. Perhaps it's worth removing the sticker. There we go. It does have a metal frame. They were correct about that one. Okay, I'm somewhat intrigued in this battery. Do not do this, because it is dangerous, and dangerous is... Okay, just don't listen to me. Oh, hello, hello, hello. There's some information there. A CXD 073517. Alright, let's go to the front then and see if there's anything, because I reckon they've put the sticker over the real capacity. But I would say this is probably 2000 milliamp hours. There's no way it's any more than that. Oh! There it is. There is information printed on there. Not that you can see it, but it's got 356083AR, CXBC, CXDDA, 21L, 3.8 volts. I would say that that would likely be something. I'll quickly check it up actually. I've googled what it says on here and it doesn't appear to say anything about the true capacity. Never disassemble by yourself. Okay, well I listened to that. I'll Google this just to see if it comes up with anything. You can kind of see what it says now, not really though. Not too sure what that is. So now I'll do the absolute right thing and just place this back on like so, something like this. That will do. Perfect. Factory. So taking a look at the bottom, we just have the micro USB port, the microphone, and the speaker just there as well, which is just the usual box speaker. There's a code for the display just there, which is a K63CR395917A. It was made in 2021. And as for the motherboard itself, we'll grab this out, and there is the motherboard right there. And there is a code written on the rear camera. I'll Google that and see if that comes up with anything. Otherwise, do we have anything unusual on here? Not that I can tell. The earpiece is just dangling. Flipping it around though, there we go. 1 GB +8 on that sticker right there confirms it all. But I will just take the shielding off and hopefully not kill it like I did with the N9. But this one I'm not really too concerned about. I already know the specs of it. And due to this being a newer version of Android, I can't even dump the system files anyways. Sorry, unless someone can link me to some sort of a spreadsheet program, if this still will work, and if you want the system files, I can share them, absolutely. But there it is right there. We've got the Spreadtrum processor, the SC7731E, with a module just there, which I think is a Samsung one, judging by the text of it. And we also have a little Spreadtrum chip just there, which pretty much goes to show that our PCOC phone is running on a Spreadtrum processor. I thought it would have been MediaTek, but looking back, there's a couple of indications that would have shown that it was Spreadtrum, but definitely surprising. There is a code on the 2 megapixel little guy, but yeah, I'm pretty confident I know everything that's going on within this phone. Anything else I need to check out? The frame is all cut to fit any motherboard there. That's usual with these devices. That's pretty much it. So let me go ahead and put this back together and see if this thing will still live on. Yeah, it's pretty much back together. Stick the battery back in and see if it... oh, hello. See if it still works. Here we go. There we go, it still works, so I'll display all the specifications right here on screen for you all, so you get a good idea of what is inside this $112 device from AliExpress that is appropriately titled, and I've already said the name so many times before, I don't need to repeat it again. Is it actually going to boot up? That's the question. It should do. It takes a while to boot. It's got a lot of stuff on its storage of 8 gigabytes. Can't push it too far, and it's 1 gig of RAM, and it's Spreadtrum processor and everything else that lets it down. But hey, machined aluminium back though, that's cool. Also, we should check the specifications within settings real quickly to see if it's actually changed. Or it could be bricked. Never mind, it's not bricked. I've probably killed the speaker though. That's better. So it says it's the PCOC M3 PRO 8.1 and everything there. All the legitimate specifications of this device. So I fixed that one. I just have probably broken the speaker or didn't connect something properly. But that, my friends, is going to do it for this episode of iWish. What a journey. The holy trinity of poorly named devices has been complete. Do you think we'll find anything better than this? If you find anything online, feel free to let me know and I'll be more than happy to check it out. There's just so many things wrong with this one piece of machined aluminium that I'm holding right here. I've had a reasonably fun time having a look at this goofy thing. Thank you all very much for coming along this long journey of having a look at another cheapy device. If you had to use the timestamps to come to the end to see the teardown or see the specifications, that's all good. That's why they're there. And of course, I buy these things so you don't have to. This is more for just entertainment purposes. Nothing more, just having a good laugh at some cheap crap from the middle of nowhere. And here we are. We're having a look at that. But seriously, we can't one-up this now, can we? I don't think we can. And if someone can possibly point me in the right direction to extract the system files from that phone, I can do that and then leave them in a link down in the description below. Otherwise, I'm not too sure at this point in time. I could probably rip the wallpapers and sounds from it, but that's about it. But if you want the actual APKs and stuff, I'd have to dig a little bit deeper into finding out how to do that. But thank you all so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you did enjoy this video. And until I see you all again, please take care, stay safe, and be good people. And I guess I will see you in the next video, which I have a few ideas floating around, but I just wanted to get this video out of the way so then I can focus on them. And now that I've done that, I can move on to something else. This has been the look at the PCOC M3 PRO from AliExpress. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. My script is stupid. Okay. Alright, let's go. If you like this content, feel free to leave a like or a dislike if you didn't. Thanks heaps for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.